I don't want to come below 4. Chicago wants to come down.
Yep.
But, they want to start talking to somebody that needs a quarterback like Indianapolis. Indy, you want to get your guy? You're going to have to come up and get him. Or we'll take him and trade him. So something like that. I think Chicago is in a very good position to get Will Anderson or Jalen Carter and pick up some of those draft picks that they used on Justin Fields. I think Chicago's in the most interesting spot in this draft. They want Will Anderson. They want Jalen Carter. Can they get out of this spot without? Can they trade down? Because they would love. I was like, I'd be happy with either one of them if I'm the Chicago Bears. So can I manipulate this draft where I come down 1 or 2 spots, and that would be worth at least a pair of seconds, maybe even another first, and still get one of these guys? I think that's going to be what you're really, really looking after. And one of the big players you're looking at right there is Seattle.
Yeah.
Is Seattle going to stick with Geno Smith? Geno Smith had a fantastic year, Pro Bowler. He'll be 33 next year. And, you mentioned he fell off a little bit, and I looked at his numbers and the teams that he kind of fell off against, the Chiefs and the 49ers, okay. Otherwise he's over 100 on his rating on everything.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to roll the dice with Geno Smith one more year and see if I can get a fire-breathing defensive lineman here in this spot.
They do have another first-round pick that's going to be borderline draft or borderline playoff spot. And also, just for the point of hilarity, I guess here, the Bears are on the clock with number 2, with the Seahawks number 3. Bears traded up from number 3 to 2 to take a quarterback back in the 2017 draft.
Trubisky?
To go up and get Trubisky. They traded up one spot with the 49ers in a draft that had Watson and Mahomes in it to get Trubisky. And just would be hilarious if they traded down from 2 to 3 to see that happen again, for them to take the defensive lineman.
That's what I'm trying to do if I'm the Chicago Bears, is in this spot, if Bryce Young is gone, from move to 2 to 3. And then if and when the Seattle, if they want and they take CJ Stroud, I'm trying to move down again. Anyway, Bears on the clock. I'm not going to do this right now. Right now, I'm going to take the guy I think I can make the biggest impact for me right now for the Chicago Bears. And I'm going to take Will Anderson, number 2 overall.
Did you make any consideration for Jalen Carter?
Of course.
I know that edge is higher. The one thing I will say is that the general manager for Chicago probably should not draft purely for their current coaching staff. You want to get scheme transcendent players. But the thing that makes Matt Eberflus's defense tick has been a dominant 3 technique. And Jalen Carter.
That's where I would look on that is, how am I at edge? I don't know the Bears well enough yet, and I will.
They need
I'll
help.
Get better at this to say, do I have an edge or not? Am I good at edge or not? And I can always use more defensive linemen. I mean, Jalen Carter's good enough to play any one of the 4 spots or any one of the 3 spots if you wanted to go 3-5, 3-4 with a pair of edges. For me, the bigger impact, unless you get Aaron Donald, and Jalen Carter may be Aaron Donald, but that's a big if.
Yeah,
it's more likely you're going to get a hit on a guy like Will Anderson coming off the edge.
Yep.
So that's where I would go with this. But again, Bears fans, I'm figuring out how I can, if those 2 guys are still on the board, I'm figuring out how to work my way down a spot at a time until I only have one of them left, and then I'm taking them. And I'd be okay with Will Anderson or Jalen Carter.